Salut, c'est Géraldine, bienvenue sur Comme une Française TV, sound French even to the French. Symbol of Paris and symbol of France, la Tour Eiffel. La Tour Eiffel, the Eiffel Tower, is a sight you can't miss if you're traveling to my country, or if you've seen any movie that wants to show you that a scene happens in France. Or you know my own logo here somewhere. It has an Eiffel Tower in it, I love it. By day, by night, from the ground or at the top, the Eiffel Tower is a sight to behold, taking care of the busy city at her feet. Or as the poet once wrote, Bergère, ô Tour Eiffel, le troupeau des ponts, belle le matin. That's Guillaume Apollinaire. Bergère, ô Tour Eiffel, le troupeau des ponts, belle le matin. Oh Eiffel Tower, shepherdess today, your bridges are a bleating flock. A Parisian building. This iron pylon with its 4 pillars is seen from far, far away in Paris and its area. Parisians love to see it when they live in their daily lives, or drive on les quais de Seine, or just find a rare flat with la vue sur la Tour Eiffel, view on the Eiffel Tower. However, virtually none of them actually go and visit it more than once in a lifetime. The tower stands on la rive gauche, the left bank, just on the south of the river Seine, on le quai Branly, le quai Branly. There is a new museum nearby on arts and culture of the other continents. It's great and worth a visit too. It's le musée du quai Branly. South of the tower you have the garden of le Champ de Mars, le Champ de Mars. And in the north you have the other side of the river, you have la place du Trocadéro. La Place du Trocadéro, where you can take some nice pictures of the tower. You can also take a tour at la Cité du Patrimoine et de l'Architecture, la Cité du Patrimoine et de l'Architecture, a museum of architecture that I love and recommend. You can go to the Eiffel Tower by metro or car, but also by train, with the RER, bicycle, or even by boat. To check how you can access the tower and find other practical information such as the current opening hours or the least crowded days, you can visit the official Eiffel Tower website. That's toureiffel.paris. You will find the link on the blog below the video. The construction. The Eiffel Tower was built for l'Exposition Universelle de Paris, l'Exposition Universelle de Paris in 1889, 100 years after the French Revolution. Its name comes from the engineer Gustave Eiffel, whose company designed and built the monument. Eiffel was already famous by then thanks to his massive bridges elsewhere in France, as well as his contribution to the construction of the Statue of Liberty. Yes. This tower, however, was his chef-d'œuvre, his masterpiece. With a height of 312 mètres or 1,024 feet, it was the tallest structure in the world, and it kept that title for more than 40 years until the construction of the new Chrysler Building, or even that's hard for me to say, in New York. The structure is quite light. Quite light, yes, but the tower still weighs more than 10,000 tons though, and that's a lot of metal. So much that un escroc, a con artist in 1925, saw that there was a profit to be made and sold the Eiffel Tower. He pretended to be the official in charge of dismantling the controversial monument, sold the promise on all this iron to different local scrap dealers, and ran away with the money. Anyway, one thing was true in his story: many people didn't want that thing to stay at first. The city tried to make the monument useful and finally found some excuse of a broadcast tower, but its real use stands as a national pride and a tourist attraction. Visiting the Eiffel Tower. The tower is the most visited pet monument in the world. Every year, more than 6 million visitors climb the structure, around 25,000 a day. That's a lot. If you want to visit it and limit your waiting in line, I encourage you to come early for the opening hour or to buy your ticket online. From the base of a pillar, you can go to le premier étage, the first floor, and le deuxième étage, the second floor, à pied ou en ascenseur, by foot or on the lift. I highly recommend you use the stairs if you can. It's not that long and you can really enjoy the view and some more stories and explanation they give you along the way. On the first floor, you can have a classy lunch at the Eiffel Tower restaurant. On the second floor, you can enjoy a wonderful view of Paris. To reach the third floor, le sommet, the top, you have to use the lift. You will find the small apartment Gustave Eiffel had there to entertain his guests. Even French writer Guy de Maupassant, who opposed the monument, used to often go and visit the tower, eating at the restaurant on the first floor or admiring the view from the tower. As he said, c'est le seul endroit de Paris où je ne la vois pas. C'est le seul endroit de Paris où je ne la vois pas. It's the only place in Paris where I can see it. Now, of course, the Eiffel Tower is an essential part of the Parisian panorama, and that best view of Paris has switched to La Tour Montparnasse, just to avoid seeing it, maybe. Sound and light. The Eiffel Tower is a beautiful place to set some music shows, from electronic music for New Year's Eve, for instance, to classical orchestra for the National Day on July the 14th, with fireworks. And finally at night, don't miss les illuminations de la Tour Eiffel. Les illuminations de la Tour Eiffel. Even though I haven't visited the Eiffel Tower in a while, I really like seeing it illuminated at night. At the beginning of each hour, for 5 minutes, that's 5, la Tour Eiffel scintille. La Tour Eiffel scintille, the Eiffel Tower sparkles. With all these flashes and visitors and history, it's not surprising that Gustave Eiffel himself once said « Je devrais être jaloux de ma tour, elle est plus célèbre que moi ». Je devrais être jaloux de ma tour, elle est plus célèbre que moi. He should be jealous of his tower since she's more famous than he was. And that's true. When we see la Dame de Fer, the Iron Lady, as we sometimes call it, we don't think of it as Eiffel's or even as a tower, since the word brings to mind instead old medieval castles or new glass skyscraper. It just became something unique in itself, a majestic landmark on the river Seine. Have you ever visited La Tour Eiffel? What good memories do you keep? Which other French monument would you recommend? Share your experience and your recommendations in French if you dare in the comments below the video on the blog. We can all learn from your story. The comment section is the best place to start discussions and ask me questions. If you want to know more about the tower, you can check out the special edition of French TV show C'est pas sorcier. I will give you the link on the blog below the video. It's short, it's fun, and it's perfect to practice your French. If you like this video, share it with your friends and the world on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, email, anything you like. Help me spread the word about Comme, Française. Merci. Love France, dream of sounding French even to the French. Learn how with me, Géraldine, on commeunefrançaise.com, and subscribe to my email updates for exclusive tips on real life in France every Tuesday, plus an exclusive video lesson. Introduce yourself in French, and it's free. Merci for watching Comme Française TV, sound French even to the French. Allez, salut!